Hey everybody, what's up? This is Retrokid Reviews, cleaning up the set to basically get ready for the Daredevil Born Again review later this week. Recording the morning of its release. I think they're doing midnight or 9 p.m. releases, I think, scheduling wise. So while I got you here, let's talk about some Toy Fair. Starting off at the top, as you guys can already see here. Blaster Hub and I believe Drag and a few other Nerf YouTubers have went to see some upcoming releases from both Hasbro and Dart. So let's get the Hasbro out of the way. I know there's also been some DC related updates with a new deal Mattel made for DC Multiverse to come back, so we might be missing the 7-inch years of this company for good reason. It always, as you can already tell, like there's some misproportional stuff, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So let's get to the end series announcements out of the way, because I believe Drac already made a video for it, so a lot of these blasters have already been talked to death about. I think the best out of these new reskins is, I think, what's called a shadow speed. You can already tell there's some differences. The details on the digital camo is okay for what it is for an N-Series blaster. I think this is an accuracy reskin. I didn't get that at the time of this recording and when the N-Series dropped last year. The big takeaway I think everyone's going to talk about is no, not the pump grip for this reskin is actually probably going to be the best part. And as you can already tell, there is a barrel lug and stock attachment point, which means at least attachment point wise, will work with old N series and N strike attachments as far as stocks go, or probably worker stuff also for me with my worker stock as well. The barrel lug I think is going to be relatively new, because I think it's going to work with N series kits going down the road, because this and future blasters are going to try to be essentially the new modulus. So the only blaster here that is actually probably going to be the flagship for this new wave of blasters coming out is their Hyperfire, I want to say, new name, Galactic Century, Galactic, it's just called Galactic here. Again, there's probably more photos of this. Galactic Commander, here we go. The MSRP for them are not out yet. Shadow Speed, I think, is actually the the least expensive. It's like $15. The big takeaway, in case you can already tell, is this weird banana mag trying to be essentially an ammo holder, because I guess Nerf didn't get the memo to like get rid of this and try to go back to like I guess mag and grip kind of stuff. Outside of that, that's really it, because there's some copy and pastes. This winter blaster, do we have that here? Yeah, the Arctic. I don't know the exact name off the top of my head. Let me check the price here. Yeah, Arctic Zero Striker is essentially a striker reskin, except instead of pump action like you guys saw in my review. Go to that, by the way. There is also, it's just going to be AccuStrike coated with the bolt action, which actually would be the one time I'll agree to like a internal mag reskin. The design language is pretty cool. The stock attachment point is very fitted for this blaster. There's like a few attachments that'll probably work with later blasters now, other than I want to say maybe the suppressor they have there. Sorry, faux suppressor. And that's really it, because after that, it's just a lot of copy and paste, because I think it's the same design language here for the Cyberlight, which actually, out of all the reskins, looks the most unique after you realize it's just basically the Shadow, yeah, the shadow speed all over again, essentially. So we're getting ahead of ourselves to essentially the Dart Zone half of this show. While I got you here, there is going to be a new $20 pump action for the Gelfire line. Here's what it looks like right now. I don't know where the pump begins and where essentially this stock attachment point slash gel holder is going to be. I don't know if this is attachment, but given the CT locks here, I think that's going to be where it differs. That is definitely a new, I guess, sight attachment that they're going to be doing later down the road for Gelfire. I'm genuinely amazed that this line is still here, so I'll give Hasbro that at the very least. So yeah, maybe the gel packs are, I guess, cheap for them, I guess, still. So more to come, obviously, from Blaster Hub and everyone else who's been boots on the ground on Toy Fair. So again, like I said, while I got you here, let's get you on the Dart Zone half of it. Blaster Hub already did a short for most of the offerings that I have coming out. I know Drac already talked about the pirate themed blasters that I don't think is here. Oh yeah, there is the Flintlock blasters. The one I talked about when I did my Vox Machina, sorry, my Critical Role Campaign 3 finale review, is that I absolutely hoped that the Buccaneer out of the two blasters comes here to the States, and they might be coming this August, I think they said. And everything here, in case you can see from the blaster's design language, just screams essentially one Percival DeRollo with his, I think his 4-shot blaster he had after his season 1 arc. For those who remember, go to the cards for that. So again, don't want to waste too much time because I really want to talk about they did some repaints for a lot of their pro blasters. Nothing really new other than I think the Solo is having its Jolt resurgence of like reskins to even rebarrels that is not like 3D printed and stuff like that. So again, go to Blaster Hub and Dragon probably talked about it intently. What I will say is this new upcoming Nitro Shot blaster. If I got the name here, no, give me a sec, guys. Editing on the fly because that's what I do. The Descent, Primus. Okay, yeah. So the Primus is, I think what Blaster Hub is saying is the direct descent of the Mark III in the pro side of things. The cool thing in the back there is disintegrating, I think, cans. I think they're supposed to be like, I don't know if you guys ever had like air mattresses. It's kind of like that kind of design language for the cans here. I guess to be more biodegradable as time goes on and more recyclable to reuse for, I guess, plinking, if anything else. The design language of this blaster is basically an old school World War II or World War I LMG with like the banana mag, gravity fed stuff. It's not showing, but I think the box over here says it best, that there's a floater faux barrel you could probably use as like a side rail kind of attachment to put better blaster or probably real steel attachments layered on their own. This is also, I think, an AR floater stock attachment. The name escapes me here. I don't real steel often here on the channel, so I'm sorry in advance for that. And with the almost figured down out of the way, let's get the price before we get to talking about this. This will be a whopping $40, but everything in this screams pretty good. Wow, there's they didn't cover up too much wiring. Maybe it's by design. This is still, again, from the Toy Fair, so it's still probably a prototype. Maybe they'll get better wire management. If not, maybe an Easter egg to help out anybody to do flywheel kits later down the road, like previous Maxim blasters in Dart Zone's variety. So with that out of the way, let's get to the figure portion and probably low views. So starting off at the top, we'll get DC out of the way first. There's not really much to go home about other than I think a Jim Gordon and some anachronistic Batman movie suits, because all of them will apparently turn the neck essentially in their articulation, which is a break and a little bit of a joke of its own, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. But what I will say is that from the LA Times and I think comicbook.com, if you need the sources, as always, links down below, that Mattel won their case to get their rights back to do the multiverse line. So that's kind of going to be expected here. I think that is the best Kingdom Come-ish Superman they had for the line. Will that also mean, since you got the pick here, will they finally do whatever every other toy line's been doing lately and be pinless? Don't really know. Time will only tell, so we'll get to that when we get to that later down the road. So I won't bore you too much with Legends stuff, because the only big thing that came out of it was the wearable Doctor Doom helmet, and obviously the X-Force Warring Worthington Angel the Third, obviously his Archangel armor during that time of the comics. So they both look great. I'm almost gonna take a wild guess that yeah, he's gonna be 40 above when it comes to Warren over here in his Archangel years, so go with it as you will as far as that kind of price point. But box wise, it's the same kind of design language we saw earlier with the 2-pack with Laura and Warpath, so not really much new to write home about. So with that said, let's just get the other thing out of the way. I found, okay, no, wow, 2 videos in a row and I still can't find my Maxim Spider-Man. So we're gonna just go ahead and Google on the fly. Hopefully, no. Well, wait, actually, yeah. Coming from Marvelous News for the released, yeah, the Maxim line. I don't have a clean pick. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so I'll just try to do this on the fly. My dearest apologies. Anyone have a pick of it? No, because why would we have a general year? Okay, sorry guys. So my quick thoughts on the Maxim Maxim Spider-Man. I'm very much aware that it's gonna be $15 and it's gonna be a lot as far as 50 goes, but it's gonna be outweighing it in the hands department. I will say this: the base Peter head is probably the most off-putting as far as neutral heads go for Peter. So I'll give you that. I do like that they have like an off gloved hand to do thwipping and show a little more of the web shears, which is actually gonna be cool. So again, there's been some viral clips of Robodono and I think of other action figure YouTubers. I think D Amazing also got a good look at the sculpt and got a good look at the articulation. That might outweigh stuff like the current molds for Legends, so that might be it. So while I also got you here to close out this video, this is the re-edition line from Playmates. There's only 2 really clean picks so far from the booth. Is basically these production stills for the children's line, for the main Zord, for Mighty Morphin, and it would be Mighty Morphin if you had the auto head. The big takeaway is, as you can already tell in the photo, I don't know if I can blow it up, hang on, is that essentially they have the most shrunken head out of the auto heads since the beginning of the line, almost 30 years ago, over 30 years ago now when it comes to this stuff. But again, this is the kids line, so we don't have a full gauge of what's going to be with the collector stuff later down the road. And that might be by design, because maybe they're planning to get a Sentai to adapt later down the road. I don't know to what network, hopefully to Netflix, because I told this in my previous video, which was the double review for Dexter and Invincible Season 3. They're going to try to AI upscale this season, obviously Mighty Morphin, and I think previous shows as well to get them into 4K. This is my two cents, and we're going to probably get into the end cards from here. I'm okay with it being in 4K. It's long overdue for older seasons, much like Mighty Morphin, to get a 4K upres of any kind. I'm okay with that. It's just that I don't think the AI was the step to do it. Maybe traditional means of quality upscale should have worked as well. So with that being said, and being a little fearful for what would happen for this franchise later down the road, as far as 2026 goes, what did you think of the news? Final thoughts before we get to the end cards, as always. I'm very happy that Mattel got the rights back. That still doesn't mean there might still be QC issues by the end. So we'll wait and see on that. For the Dark Zone stuff, I really think they got a good head on their shoulders with this Primus line when it comes to Nitro Fury. So it might actually be cool. Hasbro's gonna Hasbro with reskins on End Series, which is kind of record-breaking for them because it only took them not even a year to start doing reskins. So I don't know how that's going to be for quality control issues going down the road to maintain their 80 FPS that they already said that's going to be the standard going forward for the kids line side of Blaster. So we'll figure it out as time goes on. As for the rest of the news, what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. And unfortunately, go to the almost pre-built set here for Daredevil Born Again for my upcoming review for the first 2 episodes of the new series, because I think that's going to be the release schedule for this week at the very least. And go to Jason over here for his totally viral, not viral enough, honestly, short of the Teen Titans news I did earlier last week. I might have Jason again if any more DC related toys news happen for the my apologies again for the Mattel deal. So until next time, I am Retrokid saying, can you tell I just woke up for this news? It's kind of like that, like seriously.